All right, we're starting the show. Episode 4 of the was it episode 5 of the Mean Reasons podcast? It's just a solo one tonight. Am I getting pranked? Are you guys pranking me? This is like weird. I don't know what. I went to get duct tape. I said I'd be back in 30 seconds. They're all gone. I'm sitting in a Zoomless. Sorry, this is episode 5, guys. We got a great episode for you. We got Regan and Grace, 2 incredible guests. Regan is most incredible because she has a personal connection to Mr. MJ Matt James. She knows him in this weird way, and she's got a great understanding of him through her family. And aside from that, we talk about a lot of things. It's a really fun episode. We haven't even recorded it yet. I'm recording the intro right now. Karina, what's up? I'm recording our intro. Get in here. Get on mic. Am I getting pranked?
I don't have headphones.
Get on. God, she doesn't have headphones. Oh, Karina. And now she's got, what is this, a box? Karina, Hey, honey, we're recording our intro as we speak. Did you all go to the bathroom together?
Oh, yeah, we all took a pee break because we thought it would be funny if you came back and we weren't here.
It was funny.
Also, we had no idea how long you'd be here for.
It was oddly unsettling. If you're watching on YouTube, watch on YouTube, by the way. Regan's looking hot. Hi, Regan. Hey, Grace.
Why are you objectifying me?
Grace is looking hot too, okay? So listen to the episode or watch on YouTube.
Did you say I was hot?
Start the show.
Fuck.
We're live. The women are talking, I think, about shopping. What? Sorry, I zoned out and I heard, was it?
Dresses.
We're
talking about night one outfits and how Chelsea outdid Kit. But
it's
not a competition, except it literally is.
What lovely laughs. That wasn't Karina. What? This is a 2-person podcast.
But we have a chorus of laughter today.
I am angry. I'm doing laundry or running. Let's be honest. We don't. Listen,
cooking?
It's February. I haven't introduced you yet. Secret, ominous force. We're confused. We're angry, but I'm here to tell you it's okay. Take a deep breath. It'll be okay. Karina's here. Don't worry. KK is here. And are you listening to us or are you watching us? You should be watching us on YouTube because that's where ads are sort of more cryptic and then we make money off you. But you get to look at us. You get to see our eyebrows. I want you right now, if you're watching on YouTube, comment 1 for Karina, 2 for Charles, 3 for Regan, 4 for Grace. I've spilled the names. We've got Regan and Grace here, okay? We're glowing. And I think we have I would be curious to see more eyebrowed, but we're all about sort of objectification, owning it. That's what this show is all about. So fuck it.
We need more eyebrow discourse.
Basically what I'm saying is, who do you think has the best eyebrows? Because gosh darn it, I don't want to vote. That's what people are going to be saying in the comments. Is I can't, Charles. They're going to say I can't because I want to say 1, 3, 4. That's Karina, Regan, and Grace. That's who we've got. We are having them on because, well, Grace is nice, but then Regan is it's the Regan show. So
super fair.
Yeah, and we'll introduce them in a second. But Regan knows Matt James. That's no secret now. It's out. The cat is out of the bag. Regan's mom knows Matt James. Okay, Regan's mom has had more one-on-one time. Regan said this off pod. I'm bringing it on pod. So, and again, there's that laugh. You're gonna fall in. This is my Chris Harrison voice. You're gonna love Regan Schmid, okay? And Grace Runnels, she's not your average, she's not your average Austin girl. She's from Austin. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not. She's from Houston.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Harrison would never fuck up like that.
And I'll introduce you in a second. I think you're cooler than I think you're cooler than, what was it? Houston? I mean Austin,
You are.
That
Dallas.
Regan, true or false? Grace is, even she's too cool for Austin. That's how cool she is.
I don't think Texas is cool.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm also from Southern California, so
Okay, and we'll introduce. Who is this? Who's talking? We're still confused and angry. But I'm sorry, I get very distracted. Okay, Regan knows Matt James. We're here to talk about it. So let's get into it. Regan, hello, you're the star.
Hi. Wow. Okay.
And then Grace.
You.
I guess we should explain. Karina,
I'm the friend.
What else do we have to explain about these two queens before we dish?
So here's some background info. Grace and Regan went to Vanderbilt University for undergrad with us. I know Regan from several English classes. That's where she first learned how smart I am, and where I first learned that you can wear a Calvin Klein bra under overalls. Regan is a fashionista, and that outfit has stuck with me for 4 years. Meanwhile, Grace, I know her from a little entertainment network that our university hosts because we're both trying to make it in Hollywood. So if you have any work available to us, let us know.
Grace is a great screenwriter. She's sort of, I think could be the next Lena Dunham. Now, I don't mean that. No one's stock has plummeted further. Would you, Grace? Because
didn't she rape her sister?
That's
no. That's
be careful with our parallels.
She in her memoir she lets some. Sorry, Karina, what?
They're writing, though.
We're introducing our guest. Can you, I'm going to shut up. Go back.
You introduced her by comparing her to Lena Dunham. That's savage.
Sorry, I guess should I have explained what I meant by that? So I took a
I got what you meant.
I took screenwriting class and Grace is there. She's writing a memoir sort of about the quarter-life crisis she's living through with, how far off am I, Grace? Describe your future screenplay.
No, you're not wrong.
What's its
Everyone
title?
in our class was like, it's called It'll All Work Out. And everyone in our class was generally like, is this about your life? Mm-hmm. Everyone could tell I was going through some shit. Everyone was like, it's really sad.
What's the plot? 4 white women or 4 college seniors are just what? Sort of like restless?
Well, they're not necessarily white. I honestly didn't. But it's just 4 girls.
Roommates are.
It's about transitions. And yes, my roommate's Colombian and then white, and then Regan is a little bit in the middle.
You know what? Go on our YouTube, see for yourself. Guess.
Yeah.
Don't actually guess what race Regan is in the comments. Well, hey, and you know what that is?
Croatian.
That
a little
is
Croatian.
That's satire and that's commentary about biracial discourse, which is relevant because have you discussed Regan? Let's go to you because again, you're the star. Have you discussed biraciality? Is that a thing with Matt James?
No, I will say I have not talked to Matt James a lot about the show. I think that's a really important conversation to have, but I have not had that.
Because you've said you haven't watched much at all of The Bachelor, right?
No, I've never watched The Bachelor before.
Okay.
I've seen episodes, but I've never watched a full season from start to finish until now.
Do you think that's part of maybe that's why? Let's get into how Karina. Can we get into how? Can we get in? You take over, Karina. Sorry, you're.
Okay, so to preface for all our listeners, Regan intimately might be a bit of a stretch, knows Matt James. He has been over to her house for dinner since filming ended. Her family has interacted with him on several occasions. They're Instagram mutuals. He comments on her posts, things like, yes, queen. I think that's true.
Karina, can I do quick pause?
Yes.
I realized we totally stopped halfway through sort of diving into Grace's screenplay. I'm okay with that and sort of just moving on because, again, Regan's the star and what Karina's talking about, that's very juicy. But on the comments, again, or message us at Mean Reasons Podcast on Instagram. Do you want to hear more about Grace's screenplay? We'll bring her on again or we'll share it.
Just her, where she's the star.
Let us know because, again, Grace, what's it called?
It'll All Work Out.
I love that title.
I think I like the title more than the screenplay itself. So I thought it was good.
Oh, let's get into Matt James.
Okay, cool. So we are transitioning into segment 1 of the podcast.
Look at Karina's eyebrows dancing. Oh my!
Yeah, they are dancing.
Right, Grace? Yes.
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, especially the left one.
Clip
it's
that.
like going.
we're like 6 minutes in or whatever. Like, I'm gonna zoom in on that. I'm gonna post on
Grace,
Instagram.
I'm so glad you said that because I've always noticed that my left eyebrow just has more like mobility.
I said left
Mine does that
specifically
too.
knowing it was your left and not my left, but your
Yes.
left, it moves.
Regan, do you have anything to say about Karina's eyebrows? No.
I'm waiting.
Like,
What about
I mean, amazing.
Regan does not like my eyebrows.
yeah.
Yeah,
No
I know.
comment.
I paused
No
too long.
comment.
Sometimes
I didn't. Well, it was
silence.
kind of like,
Regan's
what do
too
you
busy
mean?
about Matt James.
Silence is
I love when
deadly.
Regan goes brain dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, wait, what do you mean? Because I was thinking about the left eyebrow, and I was like, only my left eyebrow moves. So
I
I
kinda
just really
see that
related
now.
to that. Yeah. Only it's like
Have you
My left is
Whoa.
more powerful
Wait.
too.
that?
I get that, bro.
Okay, we're gonna play a game here because I started by saying comment on who's the best eyebrows. That's that's a big vein. Let's have an actual.
that's pitting women against women.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is that
They
what
don't
I,
stand.
Although I do think Charles was in that competition, although he obviously
was.
would lose.
He was.
He counted himself out.
anything I do that seems problematic and it's a commentary on
Yeah,
they
Charles does no wrong, guys. Charles is immune from all criticism because it's commentary.
Exactly. Or it's the comedy. Yeah. What would we're going to do a competition. I think all of you can do cool things with your eyebrows. We're going to do it. And then you're going to, we can make it good we can make it fine for the people listening, the people doing laundry, the people just pissed off right now. It's the strike a pose challenge. That's what it is. I've realized.
Mine's a singular.
Yeah, no. So let's do pose challenge. Okay. Cause is that it? Or
Mine's just.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
Now, Regan,
Grace
it's
has
your
the
turn. Can we get
pensive,
a?
judgmental
Well, now
fellow
I'm-
down?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
Regan
God.
did the same thing.
This and
Yeah, that's all I can do. It's like,
I can't really. My right one is a lot weaker.
yeah, my right one won't do shit. Like, I'm
My
trying
left
right
one
now.
goes.
My left, yeah. That's kind of weird. Does anyone think about how it's weird? Everybody's left eyebrow can do something, but not their right.
Why is that?
Comment
Are
if
my
your
wrinkles
right
gonna be
eyebrow can
worse on
move.
that side.
yes.
I don't know.
We're now actually getting into it. First with the new segment, and I don't know what we're calling it. It's all about drama, okay? So it's and tea specifically. So are we calling it? We could call it pouring the tea. We could call
Tea
it
time.
tea time.
Sipping
Time.
tea?
We
Period.
could
Oh,
call it
tea time
sipping
is fun.
Tea
brewing.
time.
High tea.
Well, so
Do you brew tea?
what is
though?
it that we are doing?
Yeah.
Tea
Are we
time.
sipping? Because we're both. For one,
I think
Regan
we're
is
sharing
brewing.
in the tea.
It's tea
I'm brewing
time.
it.
Tea time is when you talk about tea and you
High
talk about
tea.
things.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with tea time.
And it is sort
I
of
think tea
it's
time.
simple. Okay, it's tea time.
There's something very royal about it too.
Yes,
Like,
it's giving me
it's
like
like a
18th
literal-
century literature
it's a-
vibe.
I feel like there's a
it's a
cherry
real
waiting
thing.
for us.
It's tea time.
All right. So our segment today is called Tea Time, and we are going to discuss Regan's hometown date with Matt James because he went over to her house
Karina's so
not
cute.
long ago since filming ended for dinner and charcuterie. I think maybe that happened. So, okay, Regan, fill us in. How do you know Matt James?
Okay, so full story. This is hilarious, and it shows like how small of a world it is. I was in New York. I'm from Southern California. I was in New York for one of my college friends' 21st birthdays, and
Drop her name. What's her name?
Emma Kelly. Emma Kelly.
The reason
Oh, happy birthday,
Shout out to
Emma.
Emma Kelly.
the reason I say that is Emma's going to listen to this now because you can you know what I
Yes, Emma Kelly, I love you.
Hey.
Your 21st birthday party was fun as hell.
I said
Okay,
this
thank
in
you.
episode
Love you
1.
too, Emma Kelly. Sorry I couldn't come.
But because a lot of like this pod, these guest episodes are really about like friends and finding because COVID
Yeah.
has sucked. Obviously, I don't see because my bubble is me, my old dad, my sister, her boyfriend, my girlfriend, Petey, the 2-year-old, and her mom. So that's 8 people that I only see for 10 months now. Anyways, I'm going crazy. So this is why I do a podcast now, is I talk to people. Was that my point? I guess that was my point. What was my point, Karina?
That felt like a point.
What
I don't-
was about
Friends?
Emma Kelly's birthday?
Yes, Emma Kelly. In episode 1 of this podcast, I said we're going to get listeners by just name dropping a bunch of friends and gossiping about them and
Yeah.
sort of and like Grace. Did you guys hear what Grace Kelly knows Matt James? I heard, and
It's
she's
Emma
like,
Kelly, bro.
oh, sorry, right. Grace is her guest. Anyways, She's gonna listen
I'm
now.
confused.
Sorry, back to Regan.
I don't think Emma Kelly knows Matt James, but I
don't
could be
think
wrong
so
about
either.
that. So
Anyway, so you met Matt James at her birthday.
no, not at her birthday. I was that's what my point was. I was only in New York for her birthday, and when she invited me, my mom was like, "You have to go." Like,
by the way, your mom is a relevant story character, right? What's your mom's name?
Yes, she definitely is. Lisa.
Okay.
My girl.
Lisa's gonna listen now.
Yes. Well, Lisa was already listening.
She was already gonna. Yeah.
What year was this?
This was I couldn't remember because my mom was thinking this was 5 years ago. It was not. It was 2018. It was summer before junior year. I was not 21, but I had a fake ID. I know it's illegal, but whatever. And I was in New York. With my mom, my sister, who's 3 years younger than me, but I feel like a disclaimer. She looks a lot older than me. People would always ask her, like, "Are you the one in college?" And they'd be like, "You're the one in high school." Yes. She did model. She's beautiful. You
have a very beautiful family.
So are you.
As is this will be a theme, like family and beauty, and I think Matt James is drawn to your family because of your family's beauty. Gee, people are salivating right now thinking about this. What do we call it? Tea time. But what are we
brewing?
I guess we're brewing tea. Regan, keep on brewing.
Well, how I know him is I went to this, so it's me, my mom, my sister, who I think looks older than me. And I was 20, and that means she was 17. Mm-hmm. And then my next door neighbor, who's my mom's best friend, her name is Brenda, and her daughter Maddie, and Maddie's our age. So me and Maddie are 20, Cassie's 17, and we go to dinner at Beauty in Essex in New York. And I love that
Beauty in
restaurant.
Essex are going to listen. Hell yeah.
Yes.
We'll tag them.
Great restaurant.
We'll tag them. They will.
I mean, they have like a cool like little photo booth where you it's like.
The funny thing is,
move.
We can tag Beauty in Essex and say like, we said what about beauty, and like someone will have to listen to our entire podcast I guess we're not too far in
to find it
to figure out if
we'll just keep pressing like +10 fast forward.
Yeah.
15 Beauty in Essex. Where is it?
Turn our podcast to 1.5 speed anyways. Life is short, and once like 60 seconds from now, which will actually be 50 or whatever, you won't be able to tell the difference. Do it now. Click 1.5, and now I'm even faster. So now it's Regan, James, you're at Essex and County. What was it?
Beauty in Essex. There's one in LA, I think, but there's one in New York. I mean, honestly, irrelevant. But so we're having dinner there. It's our last night. It was I think it was a Sunday because I was hungover as hell, and like I said, I was not 21, but I was the only one with a fake ID. So I was drinking.
Only cool kid.
Yeah.
Was your sister genuinely jealous at that time? Probably. Like she's like, am I older?
No, she wasn't.
I've had fake ID since I was 15 for reference. I've had, I think, 7 because I was that cool. I
was not that cool. I did not. I came into college without a fake ID and learned that I needed one. So why I'm mentioning Beauty in Essex is because they have a Ferris wheel of dessert. Well, that too, but they have a Ferris wheel of dessert. So we see a waiter bring out a Ferris wheel of desserts, and all 5 of us are like pointing at it. We're like, that's so cool.
In his last episode, he did mention he always does dessert before any other food, which I thought was fucking weird. But he said that on Kids Day. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like dessert before anything else. And I was like, that's
not how society works, guy.
But go on. No, he's backwards. He's different.
I really respect it. I extremely catered to that way
Karina,
of life.
You worked at a Ben & Jerry's for like 3 years, right?
Oh, I
did. I'm all about
the Ben & Jerry's on 21st.
On 21st.
Yeah. Shout out. Wait, we'll tag them.
We're Covington we're Covington
We should
that's too good.
We should just have a long caption where we're tagging brands and being like, you won't believe, which is true. They won't believe what we said about Ben & Jerry's on 21st. Someone at that store is going to have to listen. And I mean, they'll love it because how can you not love this?
And I probably know them. They're probably going to be like, why the fuck are you publicizing you being drunk and talking about the Bachelor? Anyway, Regan, resume, please. I'm dying to know how you met Matt.
Yes, I also just I don't think Matt will ever listen to this, but if he does, thank you so much for the clout. This is you know,
we love
thank you.
MJ.
This random meeting.
I think you
that,
and Tyler, we could be friends. Or like, I'm funny. I can shoot the. Yeah. Sorry, Regan.
Okay, but this is like, I want to
tall.
say this is pre. I have no idea when Tyler Cameron was on The Bachelor, but I want to say this is pre any of that. Like, he is not on anywhere on the map. So I'm sitting at dinner, and
we've all been there.
Next thing, I'm not.
You've ever sat at dinner before?
Wait, Regan, I'm so sorry to interrupt. What month was this?
Oh shit.
Like it was in 2018.
It was the summer. It was June or July.
July or August. End of July, early August.
So
she's
if we're in
wedded
July of 2018, I'm just trying to think of which season it's airing. So Hannah Brown was 2019, which means it was the previous Bachelorette.
Karina's eyes are rolling backwards right now.
I'm also so drunk. I can't believe this happened.
Guys,
Who's the fucking Is this Becca's season?
Well, yeah, because I love Regan. You were like, yeah, who cares? And it is true. I have no idea who was the Bachelor in 2018. But
I
for
think
Karina,
I'll figure it out.
Karina, yeah. But
I'll Google.
So you're sitting at dinner.
I'm sitting at dinner. I'm with my last night in New York, like whatever. And somebody sends over a Ferris wheel of desserts to our table.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, what? And it's pre-dinner. So Matt James held up to what he said.
It's on brand. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I had no idea that was his thing. So
he sent you a Ferris wheel of desserts?
Yeah. But there's like 5 of us. So like, we have no idea what
20-year-olds.
So it was a good, or like
3.
You guys needed a Ferris wheel. One piece
and
of cake would not be enough.
My mom and her friend. My mom's hot, and so is her friend
Shout
Brenda.
out Lisa.
But like, yeah, love her, queen.
Everyone at the table is hot, just different ages.
Yeah. So then I forget the time. We're like, oh my god, like we're getting hit on. Like, I mean. That doesn't happen often. Like, you don't have somebody like send something over to your table.
Yeah, I have never been sent a Ferris wheel of desserts. So
I haven't until this moment.
Jealous.
And somehow this Ferris wheel of desserts was sent by the future Bachelor, which I had no idea. Which is hilarious.
God, what a claim to fame.
This is my thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Because how did you discover it was him?
Okay, so he at the end of he had finished his dinner with his friends. I don't know who he was there with. I don't remember. I think he was there with like 2 or it was like a group of 3 or 4. And he comes over and he's like, hey, I didn't know what to send. I didn't know who was 21, but I wanted to send something to your guys' table.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or just
why?
Keep going.
He never said why. I don't know.
Oh, let's think. Why would a man send dessert to a table of women?
Yeah.
Maybe because they're smart and interesting.
It was an act of charity. He was like, you want dessert.
He felt bad for them, for sure. He thought they were hungry.
Can we show your sister, and you,
okay,
you too,
thanks.
and Lisa. Sorry. Wow.
That's been the story of my life, though.
Right.
That's the thing, though, is my
how tall is
sister's
she?
the
6
hot
feet?
one.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, my sister's the hot one. I'm the smart one, and so
damn,
we're both hot and smart.
Both
but
are
that's kind of where we've labeled each other. Exactly, we both are.
Yes. So Matt James, he buys you how much do this cost?
I have no idea.
Hundreds?
Hard to say.
No, it's not hundreds. It's not. I don't think it's. I don't think it's crazy.
I would guess 53.
Well, because
I would say 30.
Aren't drinks? Well, it's New York City, baby. Aren't drinks $12? Or just how much is one? It's a wheel of how many? Okay, how much does one dessert cost? $12. Desserts are expensive.
It depends, but they're
many. Small. They're it's one.
Still,
it's like a tasting.
It's just the
thing.
markup on a dessert. Or just they probably charge you 3. Well, I guess it's reusable. Was it reusable? Was it?
I mean, the Ferris wheel was.
Way,
the food.
You don't leave with the Ferris wheel.
You take the Ferris wheel and you walk out with it like it's your bag.
So to the listeners at home,
it's $38. The Ferris wheel is $38.
I said 30.
Did you?
No, Grace said 53.
So I'm kind of So I have the type.
I said 30.
Regan, I didn't see it.
I heard you, but I have the type of weed-induced dyslexia where I mix up numbers. Karina knows what I'm talking about, and so do other.
I don't even remember the number I just said, bro.
50 or 38. 30. How much was it? 30, how much do what
38.
Number?
It was 38.
I think it was 38.
38.
And that is not an egregious amount. That's like 3 drinks, and you guys
perfect.
And don't worry.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just saying to the listener, what I want to do, because I want to torture you kind of, I would love to talk for 50 more minutes about just these Ferris wheel of dessert, because that would, I think, be really funny to sort of force you to, before we get to the tea, and we wouldn't.
But we won't do that to you guys.
And we wouldn't timestamp it. We'd incorrectly time, because again, I want to anger, I don't know. All I'm saying is I have so much more to say about this Ferris wheel of desserts, and we're going to table it and keep moving on, because there's a lot more drama. There's a lot more drama ahead. How did I
Before we move on, I just want to say props to Matt James. That was both a beautiful and appropriately sized and priced gesture. Like, it won over that whole table while also like being reasonable.
And not alcohol. You don't know.
It's such a move.
It's a great gesture. I mean,
Like,
buy in the same way, give your
like
money to homeless people. Why
sugar.
not buy food for people?
Yeah.
I still have I truly have no idea
So
why
is that
he
the
sent
end
it.
of that's part 1? No, yeah.
Oh,
No.
so what happened?
So he comes over to our table and he says, like, whatever, I wanted to send something.
Hi, I'm Matt
that wasn't
James, star
alcohol.
Bachelor.
No, he goes,
Right,
my mom
Mm-hmm.
is the one who takes over this conversation,
Lisa.
obviously.
Of
Yes,
course.
Lisa does.
And when you guys you'll know Lisa by the end. Re-listen to this, because listen to this episode at 2 times speed and listen to it twice, so that by the second time you'll know Regan, and most importantly you'll know Lisa, so that
You'll know
this time
you'll know my mom.
You'll be laughing along like, that really is such a Lisa thing to do. Anyways, what is it that Lisa does?
She chats him up because she loves this shit. Because she like
That's Lisa.
she is like she knows like that. She just knows what she's doing. Yeah. So she's like just chatting. Like, he asked each one of us like he asked where we're from. He like asked what we're doing. Like, I was like, I'm go to Vandy.
That's a great tip
Cassie
with
was in
women,
high
by the
school.
way, or just ask.
Yes.
And I think why
he's
he's a good
smooth.
bachelor.
That's a great tip with people.
Yeah.
Great tip with people. Ask about them.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
exactly.
That's a lot of the
because then
podcasts.
they'll like you.
That's honestly a lot of these episodes is asking them. But see, what we're doing is we're asking people like Grace to talk about their art and then also their brand, which then sort of like, Grace, what is the title of your feature again? Tell me about that.
Oh my God. It'll all work out.
There it is. It's a great, I like it.
Charles is
It's
so
not
meta
sticking
tonight.
though. It's not sticking.
Well, yeah, you said it different. We should put together each, because I really like the first time you were like, or there was a slight variation.
Grace, love how you switched to water.
I need to.
That's hilarious.
So
I need to.
we've switched to water, like Regan said, and we're talking, we're picking back up. What did Lisa do?
Yeah.
Just get to that.
Lisa,
what'd your mom
Lisa
say?
chats him up because that's what she does. And she was like, honey, what's your name? He's like, Matt. And then she's like, what's your last name? And he's like, James. And she's like, Matt James. She's like,
James.
she remembers this. She's like, that's a great name. And
Which
he's like,
It's your
yes,
first
it
name.
is.
And also, Lisa
Yes.
knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lisa knows.
So
Fully.
she's like, that's a great name. Like, you were going to go places. She said that to him. We told him that recently.
Wow.
Like,
Based on his
Prophetic.
name?
What did he
Yeah.
say? What did he say recently?
Wow.
he was flattered, I think. I don't really remember, honestly.
Lisa's
okay.
shooting him up. What's Matt James? What's
So
he say back?
Lisa, and then she goes, well, I don't remember what he said back because this is like now it's like almost 3 years ago. So, and I didn't think
Karina, it's
anything
almost
of
like,
this
who
interaction.
cares, right, Karina? Who cares? Or like, right, Karina?
I care about every detail.
Or
I'm
just on it, I
eagerly
don't know.
latched on.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think we
No,
covered it.
But you guys, like, I
Yes,
genuinely,
keep
like,
going.
if I knew he was going to be the Bachelor, maybe I would have remembered more. But at the time, like,
yeah, right.
nothing
Okay.
was-
That's
It- yeah,
that's a
Stayed
really
in
good point.
Contact.
That's a really good
Did
point.
you exchange phone
yeah. So
numbers?
what
happens,
happened is that my mom was like, "What's your Instagram?" And he tells us,
Lisa.
and then we all follow him. He follows us all back. He still follows me and my sister
Okay.
for sure. I know
He
that.
doesn't
Unfollow
follow
your mom.
Lily?
Wait, he unfollowed
I
Lisa?
don't know.
Okay. I mean, I feel like
So-
We'll have to check this
I feel
out.
like this.
Yeah,
No
we'll double.
way.
Hopefully, like, can we change that with this episode? Hashtag tweet at.
I don't think my mom like really cares,
Just
but
so
yeah.
for
Okay,
Lily.
follow Lisa on Instagram.
No, if you're on Instagram, please post your Instagram story, a picture of you. What should they be doing? Drinking. A picture of you drinking, and or what's something about Lisa with a dog? Lisa loves dogs. What's a Lisa thing? Post a picture of you feeling yourself being Lisa, because Lisa's just a badass bitch, I guess. Post a picture of yourself being a badass bitch and tag Matt James and say hashtag don't be a bitch, comma, be a bad bitch, follow at, and what's your Lisa?
I think it's just Lisa Schmid.
we-
I have no idea.
We also you can decide later whether or not you want to actually do that and or.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we saw him recently, so like I don't think it's a huge deal. But if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone would. In my head, I'm like, well, 300
So
people.
you guys
do
all
it.
followed him on Instagram, and then what happened?
So someone was asking about me, like I have gotten so many people have texted me or like DM'd me and been like, how do you know The Bachelor? And it's really weird because like
they're afraid to say his name. How do you know?
Yeah. It's funny because it is funny how they phrase it. Like, how do you know Matt James? And like, how do you know The Bachelor?
All of a sudden, I mean, we're having you on. Like, you now are relevant to famous in a way, just tangentially.
Indirectly.
Yeah. Thanks again, Matt, for the clout.
In that you're on a podcast with, us, or like, we're not.
You're honored to be on here with Charles. And
I actually am honored because I love your guys' podcast and I think it's hilarious. So I love that this weird coincidence that I have has brought me to this.
Yes.
Dude, I'm so happy I'm getting to like actually meet you guys.
I know. Me too.
Okay, so anyway, you follow on Instagram.
We're all like, we wish we were better friends in college.
That was cute as fuck.
College is over, whatever. Now we're Zoom friends. So you followed him on Instagram, and then what?
Yeah, so at the time, this is what I was going to say, is like, someone's asking me, like, was he famous when you met him? And I was like, I don't think so, because I remember, like, following him, and he had, like, a normal amount of followers. And then I remember over, like, I mean, it's been 2 years or 2.5 years. All of a sudden, he was like verified on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But like, I didn't know why.
All of a sudden, your interest peaked.
Yes, I'm here. If you are not verified, you're here. If you're verified, you're here.
Well, or just like Instagram is designed to like destroy your brain's dopamine, and like I'm sure there should be someone should look into the psychology of the blue check mark. But it certainly like triggers a brain response.
Oh, yeah. There's a thing
on Twitter that's like, if you're verified, we don't need to use a condom. And honestly, like, I get it.
Well, okay. When he was when I noticed he got verified, though, is like if you watch Bachelor, he has his like ABC food tours, and I just thought it was because of that. Like, I didn't think it was anything like crazy.
Again, she didn't anticipate that he was going to be on the Bachelor.
Like blue check mark like didn't raise me to like, I don't know. I thought it was like a random.
For context, listeners, Regan went to high school with Rebecca Black. She's from Orange County. So being around famous people, although it's not a day-to-day for her, it's not necessarily a strange occurrence.
But no, I mean, or it's like other people were, or like you're not a clout chaser, I guess. Or like you're such a, or like for what it's worth, you have no interest ever in being
with me.
That's true. We've talked about off pod how you would never want to be. You've talked to Matt James about how you wouldn't want to be famous.
Yes. I mean, not like, I feel like I've talked to Matt James about that. I feel like I mentioned that.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
well, you two bonded over your shared experience of being famous.
Yes, my fame that I have.
Your fame tangential to his.
That is not okay.
Okay, so you followed him on Instagram. Let's let Regan talk. What happened? What the fuck happened?
So basically, like, it's really honestly random. Is that we like kept following each other.
Random alert.
Yes, random alert. We kept following each other on Instagram. My mom went back to New York, and she was like posting that she was in New York, and he saw that she was a New Yorker. I don't know who saw who or whatever. She reached out to him. He reached out to her.
He saw her. Is what?
Yes, but like, I mean, she could say that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Unreliable narrator.
She forgets everything. We
haven't heard the story, by the way. I guess that's obvious, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe it isn't, and they think that's.
But
Yes.
Grace has, but
Grace and Regan.
no one else has.
They're these girls are besties. Okay, they know everything.
we are besties.
And soon
Yeah.
we will know everything because we're just gonna keep talking.
Yeah. It feels so weird to talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing: is we never know. We obviously, if someone sends something to your house, like to your house, to your table, you're gonna think they're hitting on you. But we never knew who he was hitting on. I still don't. Like my mom asked.
Do you guys
once.
have sort of a best friend sister type thing where you fight about who it really Cinderella?
My commentary would be that the girls
sisters-
on his season are 21 to 25.
Well, but it sounds like Lisa's like a bat, like that she could take any man.
Lisa's hot as fuck, period. But his season is girls.
Well, but there's three of us.
That's
If we mock out the moms, then there's three of us. And like I said, my sister looks older. My sister has a serious boyfriend that she's been dating for like almost 2 years.
Boyfriend alert.
Yes.
I just probably saw three pretty girls.
Yeah. I don't think... Obviously, like we all wanted
Maybe
to...
he saw Regan Schmid. It may have been you.
I'm special.
Yes.
Yeah. It just like... It was cool. I was like... My mom always says too... Like she said this for years. She's like, if you're hitting on a group of girls... This is a pro tip for any boys listening. If you see one girl you think is pretty and she's with her friends, you do not send that one girl a drink or anything. You send the entire group something. You do not send one. That's tacky. You send the whole group.
Lisa,
I could not agree more.
I see you, and I'm doing a group podcast. There are 3 women here.
Charles is taking notes.
Comment which I have a crush on one of the 3. Which I'm in a #serious girlfriend alert. But I have a crush on one of the 3. Which one is it? Comment below.
Charles, stop making us compete. Okay.
Yeah,
right, sorry.
I am no longer condoning these
I hear that and validate that. And will change my behavior.
You know what? Charles has a crush on all of us, and we all have uniquely excellent eyebrows for our face shapes.
Okay, yes.
Grace, I love your eyebrows. I could never pull them off.
Yes.
Regan, honestly, same thing.
Only positive comment. Or yeah.
Well, because your eyebrows fit your face. You don't just like... If I had Grace's eyebrows on my face, they would look bad.
It's just
if I had your eyebrows on my face,
what your eyebrows are. You can't pick who your bachelor is, or we would have Mike right now. It doesn't matter.
You can't pick knowing
everything's out of our control.
The new rules of the competition are just commenting, and it's being nice about all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Compliment everyone in the comments.
That's how you should live life. Or I love all 3 of you, not equally. I love Karina the most. She's my best friend. But
obviously,
Karina goes ooh like that.
Ooh, look at me. I'm such a pick me girl.
You are. I mean,
Anyways, Regan, please resume.
Okay. So my mom goes back to New York. Lisa goes back to New York.
Karina, when you edit this, can you count how many times we say Lisa and have a little Lisa? You'll have a little Lisa counter in the corner. It's happening right now. Lisa. Karina, look at
Karina. You're scamming
the
system.
Look at Karina's face. She does not want to do it. Lisa.
This just sounds like so much effort.
No, okay, we won't do it, but that was a fun moment. People get to.
But it is a lot of effort.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep this in though. Let's Regan. Lisa.
Okay. Lisa's in New York. Somehow, we don't know who contacted who. Matt James is like, meet me at Soho House for Sunday night drinks or whatever. There's cookies, apparently. There's really good cookies at Soho House. I don't know.
Dessert.
He's a dessert guy. He was
honest. He was honest. That's what he said in his episode.
Yeah, I don't know that. Like, everything I'm saying now, like, I didn't know that until I watched the episode, but the things I've experienced apparently reiterate that. So my mom is like, still like, this is like still 2018, I think. It was like December. It was like a girls' trip for someone's birthday or something like that. So it's my mom and like a bunch of other moms. And he just like met them for drinks and cookies, and like, at the time, they were like, we're interviewing you for our daughters. And they just asked him a bunch of questions. And like, my mom has like some pictures and videos from then, which is so funny now when we like look back. He looks so young. I guess that was 3 years ago. And I probably look super young too. But yeah, so like that happened, and then that spring, like nothing really exciting happened from that. We like me and my sister were like, oh my god, you saw that, like, because we thought he was cute. I mean, like obviously everyone thinks he's cute. He's hot. He's objectively hot.
Yeah, he's a hot guy.
Yes. So we were like excited about that.
So hot.
He's so hot.
Grace. What?
I do think he's attractive, but I was not as.
How dare you?
No, I think he's attractive, but there's. I don't want to get really detailed about it's. I feel like I'm gonna sound like an asshole.
Sure.
Bro, not everyone needs to be your cup of tea, and that's fine. I didn't think Pilot Pete was
it's more
attractive
that
at all.
I think some angles just do him dirty, is what I think. But I see him in certain angles, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I see him kissing
his forehead,
with his eyes
or his
open,
angle
and I'm like,
looks.
ooh,
oh yeah,
the eyes
like,
and the forehead. There's just moments where I'm kind of like not as into it, but I think he is overall. If that person came up to you in person. Yes, he's an
It's very
attractive.
flattering.
I mean, haters gonna hate. Am I right, Regan, Karina, and the rest of the Bachelor Nation? The only thing we can really do is just sort of ignore him. You know, that's what people just say. Right?
He's an attractive man.
Let's just block her. Let's just kick Chris out.
So Regan managed to go from having desserts gifted to her at a restaurant from Matt James to having Matt James at her house for dinner. Let's hear how that happened.
Okay, so that makes it sound like really like more than it was. Like I'm going to describe him as like a family friend, and that's probably a stretch because like when I think about my actual family friends, like we're very close to them, but he's not, I don't know. Like he's definitely spent more time with my mom than he has with me. And he's just a really nice guy. Like he is in Southern California.
Hit it off, so it feels like more. Right?
Obviously, I'm actually engaged. And I'm kidding.
Hashtag bombshell alert.
Me, I should have tried out for
So
The Bachelor.
Matt actually picked a girl who didn't go on his season.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor Nation is outraged when they saw it. No.
Yeah.
Karina, don't you want to get her back on track? Do your thing. Karina, I'm gonna count how many times you try to get us back on track.
Seriously though, you like keep like interrupting me. I'm like, I have more to the story.
Yeah, like simultaneously, I feel bad for Regan trying to tell the story and for future me trying to edit this. So I'm like, okay, how do I give myself as much like
no, we're not. That's we're not. Or so pause.
I don't know if you like want to add this part, but no, actually, it's not important. Because when we were abroad, he like had DM'd me and he was like, I'm in London. And I was like, I'm not in London.
Okay, we're back.
But,
that's a fun. Can we include that anecdote? That's a funny.
Yeah.
That's a humbling. That's Karina.
Wait,
what do you want? What do you want to
London.
know?
He was in London. You were somewhere in Europe, and he wanted to meet up.
So when I went abroad, so this is we went abroad 2019. Me and Grace studied abroad in Florence. And so when I flew out to Europe, I flew into London. And my mom, Lisa, came with me, and we were in London for a few days.
Of course you did.
Yes, of course. That is her.
Hashtag I love Lisa. That's actually that's at least what I am right now.
My dad was like, do you have to go? And she's like, yes. Like she was like, I'm going.
Oh. So and I was she like, went and Matt James DM'd you or her?
No, so my mom was in London. We were in London for like not a week, but like 4 or 5 days. And then we went to Florence. And then I think it was maybe like I don't remember, but we'd only posted about being in London, and he did not know I was in Florence. So he went to London I have no idea why. And he was like, oh my God, like, if you're still in London, like, I'd love to meet up. Like, if you like, I'd love to take your friends out to drinks, pregame, whatever.
Why? And I was what relationship had you established before then that would lead him to want to do that?
I have no idea. Like, I wish I saw, like, like I said, I saw him recently. I should have asked, but I've never asked because I don't.
Because she's pretty.
So London comes and goes.
London comes and goes. He asked me like, what should I see in London? I'm like, that's where me and my mom went. Deeds. DM.
He's like, I can't Google that. I'm gonna ask Regan because like I couldn't figure it out.
Fuck.
Okay,
dude.
So you were in Europe. Matt James DMs you, and then what happened? How did you progress?
So this is the funny part is like we have like just kept like he's like commenting on my Instagram posts. We just like literally just that like commenting on people's like each other's Instagram. I probably didn't even comment because I am not good at that. But like just liking each other's Instagram posts. Blah blah blah. I noticed he's famous. Apparently, he has the blue check mark. I don't remember when that was. And then senior year, I've been seeing him like on his Instagram, like posting more.
Wilding out, yeah.
Yeah. And then when we were in quarantine, and that's when I had TikTok. And I see him come on my TikTok. And I'm like, what the? I was like, I watched it and I was like, wait, I know him. I was like, I know that man.
Connect the dots.
I know him. And then I'm like, I've heard people talk about Tyler Cameron a lot. A few of my friends.
You're not a Bachelor viewer.
Not a Bachelor viewer. I've never seen a season from start to finish. I've seen episodes, but I've never seen a season from start to finish. And
literally same.
I've heard Tyler Cameron's name because my friends from high school are obsessed with Tyler Cameron. I don't know why. And I look up, I'm like, wait, why is everyone like commenting like Tyler Cameron? I look up Tyler Cameron and I'm like, oh my God, I've heard people talk about Tyler and Hannah all the time. Because like everyone watches The Bachelor, I feel like. So everyone's talking about Tyler and Hannah. And then I don't know where I pieced this together. But I was like, oh, Tyler's Matt's roommate. That's hilarious. I wonder how long they've been roommates. So then in the summer, and I was just like, that's cool, whatever. And like, truly though, like, what am I going to do with that information? I'm like, that's cool. I met someone who knows Tyler Cameron.
Yeah.
I don't know who Tyler Cameron
Right. Because again,
it's like a third degree connection. It's not toxic,
like Karina, or like a reminder, I guess, to the person listening that we know Matt James now, but at the time, again, he's not that.
Yeah. And then in the summer, he was announced as The Bachelor, and a bunch of people texted me and they were like, oh my God, I was talking to The Bachelor. And they're like, you know The Bachelor. And I'm like, who is The Bachelor?
I love that. That's so cool.
Regan's like, what is going on?
I'm like, who are you fucking talking
You're
about?
like, what is The Bachelor? I only watch Love Island. I'm not even aware of other television shows, let alone.
I'm like, give me a British name. No, it was crazy.
I guess you DM him back.
So I looked it up and I'm like, damn, he's The Bachelor?
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, that's cool.
Did people say that you should apply?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, you should apply. You know him. And I'm like, I don't know him. I met him.
And you're just your intelligence, or just.
If I was on The Bachelor, Grace would have to be on The Bachelor, and Grace would never be on The Bachelor, and I would never be on The Bachelor. I just wouldn't, especially watching it now. When I watch, like, I would. There's so much
drama and toxicity happening.
Not even. I mean, the drama would be horrible too. Like, I would probably disengage and hide in a corner, like I said. I just think like with The Bachelor, and it's great TV. Let me tell you, great TV.
It's been on for 20,
Yeah.
We love the TV, but we're forgetting these people are real people. And if you like, let's just say you were in a bar and you had 30 women, not all 30 women are going to go for Matt James or like any Bachelor.
There's about 4
so you're literally
putting for me.
Exactly. You're like, if you're literally, it's like last man on earth scenario or last woman on earth in The Bachelorette. Yeah. Like whatever. And that was eloquent. But just like you're competing for someone because like, I don't know. Have you guys like ever like you want someone to like you?
Yeah.
But
you want someone to like you because you want them to like you. Because you want to win. Not because you actually like them.
That's the whole thing with the show, the right reasons.
Why don't
we always fucking talk about
for a prize that you don't even know that you want.
No. Because you have 2 minutes to figure it out if you even want it, and you decide you want it after one date.
They're immediately like, I'm in love with you. I'm like, what?
It's like, are you in love with him or with the screen
because
time and followers?
It's speed. You have to be fast or you're off.
Well, I think teaching would be really fun.
Yeah.
An English class? Are you?
Or just,
me and Karina
Karina, baby, you should be a
teacher. I see that.
Love to teach an English class.
Fun. Dude, we would be such fun English teachers.
Oh my God, I would love to be in your class.
Dude, I would love to be in your class.
Talk about so I know. So the English department's somewhat small, so that's how you two know each other. So Karina, you're an English major, and now you're doing your 5th year master's. You're writing a thesis, and so
I'm writing my thesis about. Drum roll, please. I'll add it in post. The Bachelor as science fiction. You're in this manufactured, artificial, engineered bubble. You're isolated from the real world, all media, all outside communication. Everything you're fed is extremely censored. I'm about to share a fact that is going to blow Charles's mind. The only book you're allowed to bring with you on The Bachelor is the Bible.
I was going to say it's got to be the Bible.
I
would just bring a Bible for fun.
No, yeah.
I would be like, okay.
I would
bring a Bible in the middle of it.
I mean, hey, a great work of fiction. Am I right, ladies?
The Bible now.
Oh, a little bit of fiction writing. Sorry.
They have those fake Bibles where inside it's just a hole for you to store things in. It's like a vessel. And I would just bring edibles in my little Bible.
I think what I would do is
You'd be suited at a camp.
Bro, I want to hear about Matt James's dinner table etiquette. Okay, listeners, Regan met Matt James in New York City, 2018. Flash forward, 2-3 years. He is now the Bachelor. He has taped and they kept in touch via Instagram. And then he came to her house for dinner. How did that pan out?
This is okay. I'm gonna say it again. This is so weird for me to talk about. Because it's like in my head, like when you say it like that, it sounds like so, I don't know, like something more than it is.
Yeah.
Because it's in reality, it's really chill, and like that's why I like also feel weird about like talking about it like to an audience, because I'm like, fuck, it was like, I don't know, it was a chill thing.
Let me say that that's some poignant commentary on like we act as there's just so much of gossip, and what like TMZ and what Entertainment Tonight talk about is absolute bullshit. Like Matt James had dinner with it's like, who cares? They're just two people having dinner, or even the Ferris wheel thing. It's like it's a Ferris, or or just like climate
change. Anything.
Or just
he eats dinner every day, and he happened to eat it one day at your house.
Yeah.
And so
in that evening, what did you garner from him? Like, what's his personality like? Did the show do him right?
My one-on-one.
Well, how the hell did he get there? What did Lisa?
How did he get there? So not Lisa. Actually, this one was me. I will say this one was me. Not my mom. So he's been in Southern California recently, and I was like, oh my God, like, what's up? Are you? Yeah. Regan said, are you in Southern California? He was like, yeah, I'm in your hood. And I was like, cool. Like, I'm sure you're super busy if you want to like get dinner, whatever. Or have a drink.
Shoot your shot. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shoot my shot to someone who's possibly engaged.
And what did he say?
He was like, sure, yeah, I'd love to see you guys. Because he knows, like, again, like I told you guys, he knows my family. I was like, we'll make dinner for you. So he came over and made dinner for him. And it's like, my mom.
So he gets there.
He gets there.
Hugs
we just
across
like
the board.
Yes, hugs. He's a hugger. I like when I was watching your like last episode. I was like, that's hilarious. They pegged him as a hugger.
Was it true?
He's definitely,
or just,
it is true.
I don't even need to, or just he's 6'4", he's broad shouldered. Like I want to hug.
Yeah,
him.
no, he's a yes.
I probably could
who
meet
wouldn't?
him.
Like who
I don't
wouldn't?
know.
He's like a teddy bear. Like,
So you live with your family.
Yeah,
you work from home, or so you graduated, you went back home. It's who's in the house, who's home. It's a party. It's a party, but not really.
It is a party every day. My dad passed away when I was a senior in college, so it's suddenly. So it's just my mom, my sister, and my brother. And my brother and sister are twins, and they're almost 20. They'll be 20 on March 1st.
And how old are you?
Hashtag birthday, or what are we gonna do for them?
We're gonna be in Aspen.
Love it.
So we're gonna celebrate them there, and I'll be 23 in March too. And my mom's birthday is also in March, so we're all March babies.
Astrology heads are losing it.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Except for my dad, and he died, so I was like, can't hang.
What was his sign? What was his astrological sign?
I honestly don't know.
Whatever was classic.
September 22nd. It's really weird because he's born
a Libra.
He's born on September 22nd. He died on September 26th. And people usually die near their birthdays, which is insane.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, we're coming up on my death maybe.
Karina made it about herself. Breaking news. We keep talking about Matt James, and he came over.
Yeah, I mean, we were just like, I mean,
why do you think he came over? Let's say that.
Why do I honestly have no idea. But like truthfully, but I know like if what he said to us is like, if you know a family and they're like inviting you over for dinner, like why wouldn't you go? Because it's like a family, you know.
He's a guy who says yes to life.
Yeah.
And like we're not, what was it? You guys basically just that's why
I feel weird talking about it, because I'm like, he came over, it was like chill, it was cool, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to like I don't know.
What did he smell like? Let's start there.
I have no idea.
Bro, I have many
Karina,
questions
let's just quick. Boom, boom, boom. What do you got?
Yeah,
okay, did he have good table manners?
Yes.
And he cleaned up?
Yeah, he cleaned my kitchen before he left.
Okay.
He cleaned the whole kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. That's relevant partially because he's getting slandered as a bad roommate, which he probably was. Or I mean, that photo spoke for itself. There was like a photo of a very messy room.
I didn't even see it.
It's basically it's like that's what New York City living is. I mean, I'm very sympathetic for that.
You guys should see my room.
Everyone has days when they're messy and shitty.
Grace lived with me. She can testify.
Well, so one question I have is
living situation.
Did he drink at your place? Yeah.
Yeah.
What were
I
you
feel like
guys
that was like
drinking?
a trick question.
No, I'm just wondering. Like, what were y'all drinking?
She's trying to understand what his drinking
I just want like paint a picture for me. You know, like what was this dinner setting like?
Is he in the middle? How much was the Bachelor discussed? Did you, I guess, get into it, or are you just talking about sports and the weather and Tyler Cameron and TikTok ideas? Did you talk TikTok? We got to talk about TikTok. But
this is so many questions.
Yeah, I'm like overwhelmed. When you were saying like, did you talk like?
Karina, why don't you?
Are you the unfazed girl? I'm like, well, I'm talking about him on a podcast, so that makes me seem like I am not an unfazed girl.
Right. Karina, what questions do you have for our girl?
So that makes me seem like super not like that makes me seem phased. The fact that I'm talking about it, which I kind of hate.
Well, you couldn't not be phased unless you didn't watch TV. So
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a part to it that's like I told him. I was like, you have provided a lot of entertainment and clout for me. Like, thank you. Like,
what do you say?
For me. He laughed
because he knows that he gets 10,000 times as many DMs as you do, I guess.
I don't get any DMs. Are you kidding me?
You got how many? Well, you got all the DMs when he was announced. No one's
Yeah.
And hey, after this,
but those all girls. Like I don't get like. I mean, that doesn't matter. Like
you heard it
like,
here first, man.
Girls
DM
I
Regan.
know.
So what was
DM
he
me?
like
I'm single.
What was he like at dinner? Like, tell us about his personality off screen, because I feel like we get a very edited version of him, obviously, that hides a lot of his personality. So
Great question.
How could you compare his on-screen presence to his dinner table activity?
I think I come back to like people forgetting that celebrities are people too. Like I'm trying to like when I think about like describing him, I'm like I've just said like 100 times, but
you belong on the show.
Yeah. People are people, and like that's what I was gonna say is like we did not talk about The Bachelor a lot, like at all. We're just talking about like I don't see like when you ask me, I have no idea what the fuck we talked about. I was like, it's literally like you went out and you hung out with one of your like someone you haven't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, I don't know him well enough for it to be that. But like, you just talk about life. Like you're just like it's a regular conversation. Like I can't even tell you what it is because it's just like normal.
So I don't know. Should we go back to how he smelled? Or how did he smell?
I have no idea how he smelled. I wasn't like I mean,
okay. Or I just don't remember.
I don't
know.
Did he use your bathroom?
Ooh.
I mean, yeah.
Did he put this toilet seat back down?
I don't know.
I bet Tyler C does.
Assume so.
Well,
I fell into a toilet
my brother
last weekend, so I am hyper-conscious of this now.
My brother doesn't. He's a dick because it's all girls in his house except for him. Neither did my dad.
That should teach
fuck
him.
You, bitch.
What did Lisa have to say? Talk about Lisa and Matt James interacting?
Lisa loves Matt James. She's like, honey. Because I will say, like, my mom, I love reality TV. Love it. My mom does not like, we watch The Bachelor every week because Matt James is on it. And she still talks through half the fucking show. And she does not watch, she's like, this is fake. This is fake. I'm like, yeah. Yes, like.
Or yeah,
we know it's not real life.
When my dad watches, he can't get past how like dumb they seem or how often, and it's like, yeah, that's the show, Dad. Like you got to get past it.
That's how my mom is, and what's hilarious is this is my favorite part. Is she said, Matt, you make out with a lot of people.
She just said that.
What did he say?
Yeah, I was like, yeah. You have to.
He was like, yeah, I'm hot.
Yeah, like he's like, yeah, like that's a show. Like, come on. Because she just like doesn't get like that reality like aspect of it. And I've told her that. I'm like, it's like you don't watch it, so you don't get it. And so like she thinks it's super fake. Yeah. And so like when he was over at her house, she does not give a fuck. Like she's like, why wouldn't you invite him over? He's our friend that we made in New York. And I'm like, what? He's a bachelor. And she's like, yeah. And who watches The Bachelor?
Everyone.
And I'm like, yeah. I was like, everyone. She's like, no one my age watches The Bachelor. They don't know who he is.
And
I was like, none of her friends know who he is.
He probably likes how humbling that is, I imagine, after all the.
Or it's not humbling. It's just, it's not, or it's normal.
Just the normalness of it. Yeah.
It's not crazy.
Okay, would you agree that on the show he comes across as very bland and having no personality? Like, is the edit doing him dirty compared to how he is in real life?
I mean, yes. And like, as like Grace has said, Grace, what is your quote? That he's not a main, you say it.
Oh, I just said I don't think, he just hasn't been a main character on this season. That's all.
Yeah, because it's all focused about the girls. Which I've never watched the show before, so I don't, or like watch the show from like start to finish.
Yeah, it's not shocking, but I feel like, I don't know.
You mentioned he was smooth, Regan. Is he, talk about, I guess, he hasn't, it's, I mean, is water wet? Is he talking about?
Yeah, I mean, fair point.
were you guys laughing and having fun? I think the answer is yes, because
he's a fun guy.
I think
like he's just
he clearly so fun, but it's hard to capture that, or just when you're in front of cameras and on live, like it's hard to capture. I struggle with this as a screenwriter trying to write like my romantic comedy feature. Like it's hard to write like people falling in love and or like cutesy moments, partially because it's hard to put those into a 3-minute segment, which is why we don't. I mean, the way we see dates is so choppy. It makes me so. I want to see 10 minutes of unedited of any reality survivor, like just of a normal,
like a full conversation.
Like how do they actually interact with people?
And it drives me crazy because that's what life is real unedited conversations, and what we see is fragments of words. So what is my question is whether I guess talk about that, and was he making you laugh, and I guess do you think maybe he's new to this and it's a really awkward thing, so it's not coming across that greatly?
Hilarious. I like didn't talk to him about Bachelor stuff. Yeah. Truthfully, like I wish I had more questions for. I do, just because like all my friends watch The Bachelor, but also I don't, because you don't want to ask somebody. Again, like I'm talking about him, so that makes it like weirder. But like you don't want to ask somebody a bunch of questions about, like, I'm sure he gets that constantly. And
I think people listening now are understanding that. And it's a really cool perspective.
Yeah, and I don't have questions. Like I did not, like the one question, like, because this was like post filming, I said, "Can you order whatever drink you want at the open bar?"
In life?
Is the answer yes?
Yeah, on The Bachelor. That was my one question.
Okay.
Did he say yes?
He was like, well, all he says is an open bar. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's been a hell of a run. We've heard a lot from Regan. I love you're being very honest of like when we ask you a question about Matt Jameson, you're like, I don't know, and I don't know how to answer. Like that's a really cool perspective, I think, because so much of the way we do discussion of people, it is like you've said, it dehumanizes them and it's headline heavy and it has no nuance. So it's been really cool of you to, I think, not do that. But who cares about any of that? We're closing it up, and God, Karina, you look like such a loser when you do that, man. It's such a big vape cloud, and it's
it is what it is.
She's killing her, she's
no, but like everyone's addicted to nicotine. I mean, I'm not, but like
I know, and it's a petty vice, and we should.
I'm a statistic.
People are. That's what makes me laugh.
Wait,
like the fact that everyone's addicted to it. I will say nicotine makes your heart or your blood sticky. And that's how my dad died. So I'm like, maybe not. But he was just like Nick. That's a very dark turn.
Wow, that's the first bad thing I've heard about nicotine.
Yeah, it makes like, if you want me to go down like a science hole, it makes your blood sticky. So it will give you a heart attack, even if you have a strong heart.
Okay. Man,
just so you know,
exciting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, stop smoking, Karina. I want.
Guys, I have 5 months until my birthday.
Karina. I want to live to 109, and I want you to. Karina.
Sorry, that really got me.
No, that's good.
Thank you, Regan. All right, I got the last laugh of the night, so this is a win. This was officially a successful podcast.
Yeah, let's thank you guys. Thank you, Regan. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Karina. Like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube.
Well, thank you, Charles.
Leave us a response, a review, like, and all that. Any last plugs? Any last things?
No.
Oh yeah, you guys should follow my podcast on Instagram at Mean Reasons Podcast.
You have a separate plug than me. Yeah. Regan?
I don't have anything to say. Thanks, Matt, for the clout. Thanks for sending a, what the fuck is it called? Ferris wheel to my table 3 years ago. Or else I wouldn't be here.
You know what? 30 more minutes. You guys hang up. I'm going to That's you know what? You know what?
Monologue about the Ferris wheel.
I might do that. Just a monologue rant. Not tonight. I'm too but it's so cool. Or just I have many questions, I guess, about like
It's driving me crazy.